There were two articles recently published in Times Higher Education on the status of women's-only colleges and universities. The first article was called "Korean Women's University Forced to Review Single-Sex Status." And this article pointed out that in Korea there's only 7 women-only colleges and universities, but they are having to reconsider their single-sex status just because of financial concerns and dropping enrollments as universities worldwide are facing. Of course, there's some pushback from students calling these universities a safe place for women, that their mission encourages women's empowerment, and that it would change the context of that university. Some colleges are talking about accepting male students in graduate school programs more specifically, but overall all of the colleges will have to consider admitting male students. Korea remains a heavy patriarchal society, and so these women's colleges do serve a purpose in which women can really access a quality education. However, things are changing and these universities are going to start opening up. The second article was called "The Future of Women-Only Universities," and this article overviewed the history of women-only universities as they were established in the West over 100 years ago, during a time when women were really barred from higher education. And so these institutions were places for wealthy women in particular to gain an education, and they were often paired along with elite male universities. However, now 100 years later, women's enrollment has overtaken that of male enrollment in general in higher ed, and so there's just less of a need for this kind of women-only spaces, and especially in a context with dropping enrollments and financial challenges for universities. So this article also pointed out that what's happening is that women-only universities are really opening up in a lot of places, for example, in the Middle East or in Asia, in Southeast Asia, where women face a really patriarchal social context. In other parts of the globe, they're seeing an increased demand for these kinds of educational spaces. However, that's just shifting globally from the West and to other countries that have that kind of more sex-segregated societies.